Yeah, sure. Hi guys. I'm Harry, part of Group 2, and behind the scenes is Andra, Chico, Daria, and Marian, and we're Signal, translating data into actionable decision making.
Perfect. And on your marks, get set, go.
So at Signal, as I say, we translate your data into strategic career moves by turning complex data patterns into clear human guidance so artists can focus on their music without drowning in charts and spreadsheets. So we saw the problem that independent artists, they want to spend their time creating music, but data can be seen as a chore. Um, in essence, not all artists have the time, money, nor energy to read data and translate this into effective career moves. So that's where we come in. At Signal, we bridge the gap between artists and data, turning overlooked insights into actionable decision making, maximizing revenue, and finding true audience. Um, so we came to this because our group sort of sits on both sides of the spectrum. We're musicians and artists ourselves, and we're behind the scenes doing data. Um, and at Abbey Road Institute, where I am, 96% of my peers said they didn't use data to guide their music data journey. Some see this as a lack of interest. We saw it as a massive opportunity for empowerment. The 96% represents a community of artists currently shooting in the dark, and Signal will bridge the gap for them. We won't bury them in numbers, but we'll provide them with the awareness, first of all, that data can help, and then how to do that step by step. And 2/3 of respondents from the 2024 musicians consensus believed it's harder to be an independent musician due to these three major themes: oversaturation of the market, AI generated music, and challenges in building a fan base. And yeah, our data, we use the data to tackle all of these problems and fuel the artist's growth. Thanks, Daria. Great. So our product, it follows this three-pillar recommendation system. So first off, you got social media and engagement, then streaming and playlists, and live and touring. Signal will pull in streaming numbers, social growth, and royalty patterns into one single place, and through machine learning algorithm, our engine will analyze the patterns based off of peer benchmarking and provide artists with clear and actionable recommendations alongside forecasted outcomes and projected revenue. So the tool uses integrated industry data from APIs such as Chartmetric, Luminate, Roster, Royalty.io, and Jambase. And to achieve this, and I'll now hand over to Daria to show you how it's done. Thank you.
Yes, hi everyone. So I'll do a short demo of our product. So on our landing page, you can see our core philosophy. As Harry said, the three-pillar scoring system. Also, we measure these artists with their benchmark against their specific genre peers. We powered by real industry data from our partners, as you can see below. And also we have a revenue forecast calculator where we can investment projections. So let's jump into the demo. We've chosen these three prominent UK Christian hip hop artists. So as you can see, our recommendations. So and the key insight is on the top. So we divided our recommendations per our three pillars and also per effort: low effort, medium effort, and high effort. And you can see that each action is also what to bring our expected outcome is the metrics based on the related KPIs and also financial revenue outcome. If we move to our revenue forecast calculator, here the artist can set up their monthly budget and the risk level. So our tool will project their return across all three pillars or deciding by the model, and will show the clear milestone targets. So we can see below what would be the ROI and then, let's say, in the balanced or aggressive risk forecasting and the breakdown of the revenue per each pillar. Also, we've gathered all the data across the API platforms on one site. So here you can see the data from Chartmetric, Royalty, Roster, and Jambase. And also this is basically where we do the benchmark, and you can see the artists' relations to their peer benchmark. And on our own score 0 to 100, we give also personalized advice to the artist of what can be done to improve the numbers.
I will have to stop you right there. That's time. Great. Melissa, do you want to go first?
Yeah, this is great. I actually don't know if I really have a question, but I love that you incorporated a bunch of different, if I may, signals, and that you incorporated risk, because I feel like a lot of platforms give a lot of the like good news and not the bad news. And I think that's really, really important to acknowledge that it's risky. So I think like good for you guys for acknowledging that. So thank you for that.
Great. Imad, do you want to go?
Yeah, so first of all, I think that's a really good project. I love anything that helps independent artists. But my question is that based on your recommendations and their different level categories, are they all things that they could do independently, or would they have to rely on some outer or like outside source to take on these recommendations?
So yeah, I can take this one. I think what we're aiming at was the fact that independent artists could tackle this all themselves. It's actionable decision making. You've got everything recommended in front of you, and you wouldn't need to outsource that labor to other things. You know, we're trying to labels really take over this side of things with data and stuff, and they've got people doing that, whereas we'll be behind the scenes doing that for the artist, and we'll just provide them with these actionable decisions that they can make, they can choose based on the risk, and then they can act upon. And yeah, it's sort of real world decision making that wouldn't require outsourcing the labor.
Great, thank you. Danny, you want to go next?
Sure. Yeah, I had a question about the 3-tier recommendations as well, actually. How often do those recommendations update? What does that look like from the user journey perspective?
So our algorithm is connected to the APIs from Chartmetric and other sponsors. And basically, as often as their data update, it also updates automatically.
Okay, so if in case something comes up as a recommendation and it might take me, say, a month to action it, but within that month that recommendation disappears, is there a log that I can access to see previous recommendations that I might still be in the process of actioning?
That's a great point, and I think yes, it's something we can implement so they can have a log and a tracker and having active projects being kept meanwhile it is ongoing.